On Friday, April 18, 2025, the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio suggested that if the war in Ukraine can't be ended, the U.S. may need to brace itself and move on. Yes, you heard that right. After billions in aid, years of pledges, and a conflict that has rewritten Europe's security landscape, Rubio is saying it might be time to close the chapter. Speaking in Paris after a marathon day of landmark talks among US, Ukrainian and European officials, Rubio said the discussions had been positive and produced an outline for steps toward peace. The war in Ukraine, ignited by Russia's full-scale invasion in February 2022, has turned into a grinding war of attrition. Moscow aimed for a lightning-fast victory. Instead, they faced fierce resistance and growing international backlash. The West, led by the US, has funneled weapons, intelligence, and financial assistance into Ukraine, hoping to turn the tide. And yet, as the years rolled on, some American voices, including Rubio, are openly questioning the long-term feasibility of the US commitment.
I think it's important to remind everybody that the Ukraine war is a terrible thing, but it's not our war. We didn't start it. The United States has been helping Ukraine over the last 3 years, and we want it to end. But it's not our war. I want everyone to understand that. And the reason why I make that point is the president has spent 87 days at the highest level of his government repeatedly taking efforts to bring this war to an end. We are now reaching a point where we need to decide and determine whether this is even possible or not, which is why we're engaging both sides. This war has no military solution to it. It really doesn't. It's not going to be decided with, neither side has some strategic capability to end this war quickly. And so what we're talking about here is avoiding thousands and thousands of people from dying over the next year. We're trying to avoid that. We saw what happened last weekend with a missile strike in Sumy, where people died on Palm Sunday. We're just going to see more like that on both sides. We're going to see more of that. We're trying to prevent it. But we're not going to continue to fly all over the world and do meeting after meeting after meeting if no progress is being made. So if they're serious about peace, either side or both, we want to help. If it's not going to happen, then we're just going to move on. We're going to move on to other topics that are equally, if not more important in some ways, to the United States.
This isn't the first time America has debated how deeply it should entangle itself in foreign conflict. Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq, the list goes on. Are we witnessing the early whispers of Ukraine slipping into that same category of forever war? Rubio's statement throws fuel on an already simmering debate. Is this realism talking? Is it exhaustion? Or is it Washington playing a dangerous game of selective interventionism? Critics argue that moving on isn't just a policy decision, it's a moral one. Abandoning Ukraine now could embolden authoritarian regimes worldwide, signaling that America's promises only last as long as public patience does. So, is Rubio advocating a cold, pragmatic retreat, or is he merely voicing an uncomfortable truth that few in Washington want to say aloud? Whatever the case, this statement won't go unnoticed in Kiev, Moscow, or the corridors of NATO. If the US does move on, what happens next? Let us know in the comments below what you make of this, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the News God for more updates.